When did you really start to kind of diversify in terms of what you do, right? Because, I think people got to know you as an actor.
Yes.
You're doing stand-up, you're doing podcasting, you're just doing general kind of commentary, and most actors stay away from that, right? They don't want people to know their actual opinions.
No. I mean, I've been doing my podcast for 10 years.
Right.
So I got in before podcasts. Can I curse on this?
You can.
Yeah, but before podcasts were like assholes and everybody has one.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for 10 years. And, social media I've always sort of played around with. And, I've always sort of been myself and, presented myself as is. I was my one goal. I don't know if it was the best goal, but when I first started having success as an actor, I decided to, I wanted to be myself. I didn't want to not be myself. I didn't want to pretend to be something else. And, I've continued doing that for all these years.
Yeah. That's a tough goal as an actor. I mean, you don't have a lot of
Not
actors.
the best goal.
Right.
Has
Not
it
the
hurt
best-
you at all? Like, is there something you said where you're like, yeah, I know, Troy. It's
Troy,
too loud.
shut the fuck up,
Troy.
Troy. It's
too loud.
It's so loud.
It's too loud.
Like whisper. Like use your indoor voice, Troy.
You're upsetting Michael.
Yeah, no, I heard it too. I told
I
Travis.
apologize. You're right. I apologize.
No, I mean,
shouldn't take, I'm not, you know what?
were you taking calls, Troy?
I am, but I just X'd out all the calls. Nobody can call in.
No. It's good that we take calls, but I mean, you could be like, hey, or
I didn't ask to be put here. They decided
I'm
to
just
put me
saying,
right behind.
Troy,
the
It was still loud.
Troy, it was
I heard
so
it too.
fucking
Yeah,
loud.
I did
It's
hear
like
it.
it's like I had the 1 year off, and then I'm like, I put the thing on.
I saw
could still
Michael
hear
looking up. I saw him looking up.
And you
I
did a
could
great
see-
job, by the way, of maintaining your train of thought.
Yeah.
Because I saw it was interrupted 2 or 3 times in that one
But
sentence.
don't you think Troy should have an indoor voice? Like, okay,
Yeah,
what do you want to talk about? Yeah, I know. No, take calls, please, Troy.
Yeah, take calls.
apologize.
Don't
Troy's
whisper.
like, who the fuck is this?
Nobody.
Like, Troy.
You're saying situational
I
awareness.
am right.
Yeah, 100%.
You
Yeah.
And
But
I'm
why
agreeing
did I
with you.
have to do it? Now I'm the bad guy. I have to be
Well,
here.
I had
It's good
signaled
cop.
Travis, but texting is not good enough. You should have
You
just yelled. You
texted
wouldn't
me
have been louder
5
than
feet
him.
away from you.
Yeah, you could have just
No,
said,
Troy,
I didn't want to
take
be
the
even
calls,
louder.
Troy.
You
I
could have
feel
said,
bad.
quiet,
Take the
Troy,
call.
and that would have been quieter than
I
what
mean,
he was
look,
doing.
I have my headphones firmly covering my ears. I heard every word he said.
I heard
Every
it.
word. He
He was shouting.
Yeah, he is shouting.
He was shouting.
I
Unnecessary.
didn't feel like I was shouting, but I do
You're
apologize.
shouting right now?
Yeah.
Shouting right now.
Now
Oh,
you're talking louder than you were before, Troy.
Yeah.
You got some bass in your voice over there.
Yeah.
Fuck, like hey,
Like-
okay, yeah. What do you want to talk about? I know the lines are they're on fire because Michael Rapaport's here. What do you want to ask him?
But they're not on fire anymore. You X'd them all out.
Well,
Don't X them all out,
He X'd
Troy.
them all out. I
Yeah.
see it on my screen.
No need to do that.
They're all X'd.
There's a balance we can have here.
Troy throws tantrums. That's not your fault.
I was
You're not a
matching
mean
the
guy. You're not the
caller's
bad
energy.
guy. He's throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
You're not a bad guy.
I was
That's
matching
not
the
true.
Troy's freaked out right now.
He's freaked out. He doesn't know how to handle this.
You're absolutely right. I was matching the caller's energy, and I apologize.
What did that caller want?
He wanted to talk to me about Orlando.
No, see, then you know what you should.
It's a personal phone call.
And what it should be is just that's a hang up. You don't need come on.
I was trying not to be rude, but
But don't
I
be
was
rude
being
to
rude
him,
because-
but be rude to the guest
That's
on the
right.
show. That's
That's
fine.
right. Yeah.
Don't let the caller in Orlando.
That's right.
Let him have his time, but while I'm trying to promote my shows, November 7th, Indianapolis, November 8th, Chicago, November 21st, Boston, and so forth and so on. Don't worry about me, Troy.
Right.
But let that caller who I'm here. I have an illustrious career, and you want to talk about Orlando? Hang up on that fucking guy,
That's right.
Troy.
They're arguing about the 2 lanes and the new fucking the giant biggest White Castle in the country. Should there be 2 drive-through lanes?
Troy's had a problem for a long time that he doesn't and Michael, from being in the podcasting and radio space, call screening escapes him.
Yeah.
He goes, anybody that calls, I'm just going to write down what they say and put them right
And
through.
put it in
and
front
you
of
go,
you.
that's
Yeah.
not screening. You got to
Sure.
get rid of the non-helpful people.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'd rather just have a nice conversation.
No, I got it. Now I figured it all out in the first 5 minutes of my interview here. Like it's my time.
Right.
It's my time to do my thing. But Troy wanted to take that away from me.
That's right.
Maybe
He
we
did.
should call back the guy from Orlando and say what
Yeah.
what do you want to say?
He
Exactly.
threw a tantrum. He X'd out all the phones.
Well, that guy should call back. What construction project did you want to? Well, that guy just
It was a
whispered.
stupid call.
No, I hope he calls
No,
back.
oh yeah, it took that much of a discussion to figure out it was a stupid call. You couldn't tell him this is not an appropriate call.
I was trying not to be rude, but it
I get it. I get it. Hey, I know you're a wrestling guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a big wrestling guy.
Uh-huh.
You must have talked about it. The Vince McMahon documentary.
Not only did we talk about it, but I got very excited because Jim watched it, and it's having this effect.
So good.
It's having this effect on people that aren't wrestling people. That it's almost like the Vince stuff is an aside. They go like, I had no idea how interesting this wrestling stuff.
It made
was.
Vince a hero. I thought that's what you were talking about. You know.
It was really, really, really well. I'm a wrestling. I mean, when I was a kid, I was a wrestling kid.
Yeah.
I'm not a wrestling adult like you, but
That's right.
That's all right.
Yes.
But I thought it was just a trip down memory lane, and at the end, it reminded me of Succession. Like this is like the show Succession. Like this is about a fucked up, dysfunctional family and a successful family business, and trying to keep the family business intact. And I just thought it was excellent.
Yeah, and they actually, in a lot of ways, the father-son dynamic is
there's
something normal about that too. Like a lot of times, the father and the son won't agree, favors the daughter. Like a lot of that is pretty normal. But when there's $1 billion on the table,
it's like Corleone's. It's you know, like Frito, and because what's the son's name?
Fredo and Michael.
Shane. Like I just thought it was I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, I did too.
It really
and you
is.
like Shane more. I wound up liking Shane a lot more.
He comes across really well.
I like felt for him. Like I'm like I like this guy.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
And it's also really interesting. I mean, it's super interesting because it like revolves around the wrestling business, which is like, you know, the craziest circus ever. But the fact that like you hear this story all the time, that these like self-made billionaires, they have this dream of they have these kids and they're going, one day it's going to be all yours. And every single time when it's time to pass it down, none of them will pass the torch. And these kids that have been like throughout their entire lives kind of conditioned to be like, get ready for it. It's happening. When it's time, every time, it's like, no, go figure out something.
Do you mean like
else.
Prince Charles having to turn 80 before he got the gig?
Exactly. Right.
Or
Exactly.
fucking, or like Sumner Redstone being 105 when he finally he died and gave the gig to his daughter.
It's very relatable.
Yeah.
And just the father-son thing, you know, is relatable. And also, you know, Vince, you know, his father was a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He was a motherfucker.
Probably worse than Vince. Worse than Vince. I think.
That first episode, when like Vince is like talking about how his dad finally said he loved him for the first time on his deathbed, and he's like, but that's okay. I'm like, that's not okay, dude.
No, it's not
That's
okay.
not okay.
No, it's not. He only knows that.
Right.
So I just thought it was dope, and I know you're a wrestling guy,
Yeah.
so I thought it was really cool.
And I think it's really cool that multiple people now have been like, oh, I didn't know about this from like 1997, or I didn't like all these little wrestling things.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. I really enjoyed it. I feel bad now because Troy's just over there sitting in the corner. And
You all right, bud?
I'm fine. I feel bad that I interrupted things. So because we're really happy you're here. I didn't mean to screw up the flow.
I know, but the flow would have been cool because then we could have taken the rabid phone calls. And so I just feel like we just really like everything. And I feel like you're sitting there in the corner and you're not. Like, I feel like.
Wouldn't you say this is a weird place to put a phone screener right behind the host?
I've seen it done before, Troy. Listen, I gotta say, I feel like the inside voice was just like.
I have a very loud voice.
You do.
Right.
I probably should be in the other room screening phone
No,
calls.
I feel like you could just be like, "Hey, what do you want?" I'm just saying. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's a booming.
You're right. But when the guy's calling, it sounds like his head's out the window.
Hang up on the fucking guy,
You're right,
Troy.
I mean, that is true.
You're right.
That's
Like
right.
just click. Like no.
I was
sorry.
trying not to be rude, but then I was rude here because I interrupted the
But now
interview.
I feel bad because I was rude because I scolded
No, you weren't.
Troy.
I
did get a
indicated
scolding
to
from
Travis that
You
something
didn't,
should be done.
because we're exhausted by it. You're right.
Yeah.
We've done. I mean, I can't tell you how many conversations.
Not the first.
That we've
Oh,
had.
this isn't the first.
No.
So there's been other illustrious guests that have been.
All the guests.
Never quite of this status, but it would be quieter if Troy just did a no headphone Zoom call with the callers.
Yeah. I mean, he acts like he's not a human being who has full control over his voice modulation.
Do you
And
want to
like
make any phone? Well, maybe we just listen. Do you have a doctor's appointment you want to make or anything tattoo? Like maybe you make some phone calls. We'll just.
Well, I don't want to interrupt the interview, so I apologize.
I see. But do you think that you could kind of control?
I've tried, but like I said, when a caller calls in, they have a lot of energy because they're excited that they're calling into this
Speaking
awesome
so
show.
loud.
Yeah, he's still loud.
Fucking loud.
Still loud.
When they call into the show,
There you go.
There you go.
and then they say their energy is high, then I just match their energy.
Troy doesn't have a lot of control over his emotions. He gets tricked by Twitter literally every day. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that like you read one.
I understand.
tweet,
I have emotion issues too, but I could still speak softly.
Yeah,
You're
sure.
doing it right.
And people would say you're loud, and I go, I know, But I'm doing. I mean, listen, the modulation.
But if it was something like really compelling, like a chatter about or a city in Florida, would you be able to keep it quiet then? Like it's easy now.
I mean, what city in Florida?
Orlando.
Yeah, that's not going to get me going. No disrespect.
I want the countdown clock on that fucking 12 minutes in.
How much we have?
We have, I believe, 18 minutes left before it eventually shuts off.
Are we making these clips into some online gold?
Well, we were thinking about it, but like
this is gold. I mean, this is
like this.
Who's the editor? Is it you, Troy?
It's Hot Dog.
You'd be him. Yeah.
It's Hot Dog. Where are you? Oh, hey, dog. Listen. I gave you gold, Hot Dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm sure. You're like, fuck. I gotta make. Yeah. You gotta make that into a clip, Hot Dog. That's something.
Yep.
We'll take this fucking channel to the next level.
That's
Take
right.
it out of the fucking dirt, and the distracted dirt that Troy is put it in, and you get online. 90 seconds. Social media, dog, and we'll get this fucking thing pumping.
You've it feels like you've softened some of your anti-Trump sentiment recently. I know for a while you were very much like, fuck that guy. And now it's more like, I don't know. Is that fair?
I think it's kind of fair. I think that, most recently, last week, all this stuff with Hitler this, Hitler that, Hitler this. I even said you're talking about specifically that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I feel like generally it's you haven't been so, but I saw the Hitler quotes.
The Hitler thing, because I'm like, you could say, and I said in the rant that you never know how things are going to work on social media, but I said call him all the nicknames I've given him. I'm Dick Stain, Donald Trump, Pig Dick. Say whatever you want, but this is not Hitler.
Yeah.
He's not Hitler, and do not say that the 20,000 plus people that are showing up to the Garden are Nazis, and this is a Nazi rally. It's an unacceptable comparison as a Jewish person, and if you're so offended and you want to stand up for Jews, there's plenty of things you could do right now by saying free the hostages and plenty of things. So don't politicize Hitler, don't politicize the Holocaust, and you could say 50,000 things about Trump and the GOP, but you could use big boy words and not use the Hitler Holocaust thing, because there's only one Hitler, there's only one Holocaust, just like there's only one Night Stalker, and there's only like I don't compare tragedies, and I don't like the weaponizing of it, especially when there's so many people that haven't even acknowledged the fact that we're 388 days and there are still 101 hostages, 7 of whom are American, and 1 of whom is from New York, 1 of whom is from New Jersey. So cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. I don't like it. And I've actually said that same thing before when he was presidency, when they were saying the Hitler shit. I'm like, I don't like the comparison. Like, let Hitler be Hitler.
Right.
Yeah. It's a dummy's comparison to something you don't like. It's like an easy, the only time I use the Hitler comparison is somebody I think is a bad painter. Then I'll say that.
That is understandable.
Paints like Hitler.
That is understandable. So
it's also like you walk this line of trivializing.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, this is such a...
And it's disrespectful to the Holocaust survivors. It's disrespectful to the Holocaust, the 6 million people that were murdered. It's disrespectful to all of it. There's other ways. You could say all these other things. I've said them.
Right.
So, but, as far as politics, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, I will say personally that a lot has changed in my perspective the more that I understand and the more that certain things become important to me. I think the whole thing is just disgusting, dirty, and all that stuff. Yet we're next week's going to be rocking and rolling.
I think that's fair to as we're adults. Just sometimes you see things differently. That's fair.
100%.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like you look at it and go, no, I thought that way, but now I looked a little bit more, or this changed, and now I feel
you
this
should
way.
be able to evolve,
100%.
right?
Yeah, of course.
We 100%, especially as you get older.
Right.
And I've said, well, I pulled back on this and I was wrong about this, and people are like, well, congratulations for saying you're wrong. I'm like, I'm always fucking wrong. Like, why would why would I not be wrong about that or change? And certain things are important, and Israel and being Jewish and the anti-Semitism is of the utmost importance to me right now, more so than it ever has been.
Yeah, and it feels more like there's not that wave pushing back against it.
Yeah.
like there is for other things.
No, not at all. And you're talking about Nazi rallies. Like, go to Columbia University. What are those rallies? Go to fucking NYU. Go to Washington Square Park today. Tell me what these fucking people that are saying globalize the intifada are. What is that? That should be more offensive than that's real life people doing that, or no Zionists allowed on campus. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's offensive to me. Way more offensive. Or it's way more offensive than anything that was said at the Garden yesterday.
And I have to hear it every morning from him, and it's really getting on my
right.
nerves.
It's
Fucking
enough is enough.
Exactly, his thank you Sinwar tweets. I didn't need that.
Enough is enough.
Yeah, it's enough.
No means no. No means no.
You're right. How have you been? I see you got the Mets hat on. But
it's just I could care less.
You don't care about baseball.
No, I'm not. I want the Yankees to do good. I wanted a Subway Series. I'm not a baseball guy.
But you like New York sport.
I like New York
vibe.
sports. Like my football. Yeah, the hat's more just like I don't even know which. It's a black. Yeah,
It's black on black. I didn't know if it was a Mets in mourning.
I started wearing a Mets hat because when I wear a Yankee hat, it's like an invitation to speak about the Yankees, and I'm like, I don't know about any of this shit.
Yeah,
you want to talk about Greg Nettles and Bucky Dent?
Sure.
I could do it with you.
Well, I'd love a Chris Chambliss chat with you over
Yeah, that I could do with you, but fucking, I don't care. So then I started wearing the Mets hat, and then they became relevant.
Right.
So like, I thought you were a Yankees fan. I don't care. I just wish that there was no emblem on the fucking hat. And then I started wearing hats from other cities. Like, I thought you were from New York. I'm like, it's
exhausting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
exhausting dealing with people's obsessions.
Yeah,
No,
with
it
the
is.
sports. But I am a New York sports fan, of course.
But basketball should good.
Basketball, football, fantasy
football.
Oh, fuck yeah, I like football.
It was a crazy ass weekend.
It was a great weekend. I won my fantasy football has superseded everything. And I won my game, my matchup.
Yeah.
Because I own a fantasy football team, of course.
Right.
And I beat the shit out of the person that I played.
Have you heard from people who think that fantasy football is like totally lame?
I don't discuss that with people.
Stupid, right?
If they think it's lame, they're fucking lame.
That's
Yeah.
Mike.
Mike, hey Mike. Oh, now we're introducing
That's
Mike to the phone.
He's also, by the way, I want you to know, also very loud.
How tall are you, Mike?
5'8" on a good day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On a hill.
So you don't like fantasy football, Mike?
I dislike it.
You still got your NFL dreams, Mike?
No, I don't anticipate at
Troy-
the age of 39 that.
Troy's looking at me like Troy's like, fuck. He fucking started with me. Now he's starting with my guy Mike, like Rapaport.
Yeah.
Like Troy, look at his face. Your
I'm
face
just
got
happy
red.
I'm happy the heat's off me.
All right, I'm just. But I love fantasy. Who's your team, Troy?
You mean Mike?
Mike.
They're interchangeable.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Cowboys fan. Ooh.
Let
Right,
me ask you
bandwagon.
This is bandwagon. This is a debate that's
Good
happened.
decision with Derrick Henry, not signing Derrick Henry. That was smart.
And Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
We're
there,
lamenting
yeah,
a lot of things right now.
a bunch of
Yeah.
things.
Is Dak Prescott? You watch closely. I woke up this morning. I mean, a lot of Dak memes.
How many interceptions?
I don't
knew
know
he had 2 last time I looked.
It was a lot of memes about Dak. You know, there are a lot of fans who think he may not be the investment that Jerry Jones thought he was. Do you think he's a choke artist?
I think that Dak Prescott is a choke artist.
Okay.
I think that Jerry Jones should do what James Dolan has decided to do with the Knicks and let the football people do the football decisions. You old fuck, you. But personally, Mike's name?
Mike's his name.
Mike. Personally, I like to see the fucking Dallas Cowboys. I like this. So I don't want to give them any of my gems because I do run a fantasy football team. They call me the fantasy football guru, okay? Not the guru. So I could fix them up, but I like to see you and all the Dallas Cowboy fans suffering.
You like that?
In pain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love the fact that they waited till game day to sign Dak to his fucking $500 million contract. And I love the fact that Derrick Henry is stuffing it up team's ass every week. And they had an opportunity to do that. And Jerry's got it all figured out.
Yeah, he's got it
That
all
being said, I hope I'm not alienating anybody because I am now, coincidentally, maybe you guys have a hookup. I am going to be in Dallas the 15th of November, and that is the night. I just happen to be there a day early because I have something the 16th. The 15th of November, Mike Tyson versus Jake
Oh,
Paul
of
in
course.
Jerry's Arena. Now, I probably fucked myself out of tickets.
Maybe.
Right now.
Maybe.
Because Jerry does call in once in a while.
Right. And you just told him, fuck you,
Yeah,
fuck.
fuck you, Jerry, you old fuck.
You old fucking, you old. I'll watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
If it means you old, you never, talk about Mike.
Right.
Played more football than Jerry fucking Jones.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
auto accident having old fuck.
That's right.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah.
funny.
But I need 2 ringside seats,
You
Jerry.
do.
Yeah, I
You
do
do.
2 because I want to see that badly.
You like ringside.
Oh, I mean, that's fucking going in there like
Yeah.
a fucking civilian.
You're
I'm
right.
Michael
Frank Lucas
Rapaport.
seats.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're
the
right.
fuck do you think I am here, Jimmy? I mean, I'm not going in there like, oh yeah, we'll sit you in row 20. The fuck?
We'll get you in the 200s.
No.
No.
Top five rows or less. I'm
Right.
not walking around me. I need the laminates, the wristbands,
Yeah.
and I'll
A private escort.
I don't even need that. As a matter of fact, I could take one because I'm going to Dallas by myself.
And you wouldn't mind dressing room access. You wouldn't say no to
I don't even
dressing
need the
room
dressing
access.
room. I need the pre place, you know, like because there's a
Sure.
room where they have like finger sandwiches and all that shit.
Cocktail hour.
Since you're such a big football aficionado and a big Dallas Cowboy fan, you got a person that I could call plugged in with the Cowboys.
I don't have any connections with
Right.
them.
Okay, then turn the fucking mic off.
I can't help you.